that was going to be the ultimate test. What was it going to be the ultimate test? Because your faith was going to be tested to the point of what? It was going to be tested to the magnitude of you either going to get this chip, okay, which you ain't supposed to be making incisions within your skin, right? You're going to get this chip and you're going to be accepting the new Roman, okay, the new Babylonian way of living, right? The ultimate means of subjecting yourself underneath this rule, or you wasn't going to eat. So that was going to be the ultimate test. So you got to where the elite banking families, they're maneuvering that, and people, oh, that's very nefarious. No, we don't want to deal with that. But that's for the Most High's plan. Okay, and in so establishing that, now you're going to really see who the men of the Lord were. Okay, now you was really going to see, okay, that brother was prophesying about that. Did he take the chip? Oh, he didn't take the chip. Man, that's a man with strong faith. Okay, because he's saying, look, I ain't going to eat. The Lord's going to feed me. And it's in that one belief, that ultimate hour of temptation, well, guess what? The Most High was going to deal with it. Hey, what's up, sweetie? You all right? Yeah? You look good, man. Yeah? It's a good looking concubine there, man. Okay? Hey, the Lord's going to give us all of them things. Okay? Get back onto what I was saying. Okay? You was going to have it to where that was going to be the ultimate test. That was going to be the hour of temptation right there. Okay? Whether you was going to eat or completely subject yourself underneath the new rule of Babylon. Okay? Now let's carry on with these scriptures right here. Isaiah the 14th chapter. Alright? In the 6th verse, he who smote the nations with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations with a continual anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest. Okay? And it is quiet, and they break forth into singing. That's what you're going to be doing, man. Right? If you ain't going to think about Esau coming up into your land, okay, you got some gold in there, you ain't going to, do we really lock up that chest up? Because you know that Esau might come over in the night, he might steal all of that. Or you don't have to think like, oh, we got oil in our land, we got to set up a military to protect our own interests. Internal interests, not external interests like Russia going out there into Libya. That's an external interest, man. Okay? That's a matter of external interests. That's stuff that's you're going to be setting up for the future. You're talking about internal affairs. Right? Not external affairs. You're talking about protecting internal affairs. That's what these nations will be dealing with. Iran's not talking about them going out there into Syria and Syria's going to do this, that for them in the future, and etc., etc., etc. Okay? They're talking about internal affairs. What they're doing within their own country, man. And you got it to where you got America, which is way on the other side of the world. They're coming out there interfering with all of that because he is a man that is insatiable. He's just gonna have it. If it's oil, he wants it. Okay? If it's opium, he wants it. Whatever manner or resource that it is, if you can make money off of it, he wants it. Irregardless of the cost. You got it to where people getting dropped off and killed out by way of these ISIS people. What about the millions and millions of people that America's destroyed out there by in the name of oil and cheap drugs? Okay? So it says there within the scriptures, it says, the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth into singing. And goddamn it, we're going to break forth into singing when Esau's wiped off on the face of the earth. Okay? Yea, the fir tree rejoiceth because they are on a mass deforestation run, man. Okay? Alright, they're on a mass deforestation run. And I was watching this film, Interstellar, and it was pretty much saying that what? That this was a so-called futuristic movie. Okay, they got space programs and setting up stuff in the sky and all of that. And they were saying that there was no food, there was no military, okay? And you could see it was just a barren earth. Because if this man continues in his rule, that's the direction that you're going to be facing. You're just going to be facing the earth that's just dead, man. Okay? You're going to be just facing that. It's just a desert wasteland is what this man's going to leave behind it. But see, the Most High ain't with that. Okay? The Most High having it to where this creation, this beautiful creation that he's created, right, is incepted to be enjoyed. It's just going to be destroyed by one individual's rule. Okay? Right, but one group of people's individual rule. Better yet, the Most High is going to destroy those one group of people, them that destroy the earth, as spoken about within the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter. He's going to destroy those people that destroy the earth, and the earth is just going to be flourishing after that. That's why the scriptures say that they're going to be at rest after that. Okay, there's going to be perfect rest after that. So let's go back onto the, Isaiah, the 14th chapter. This is the 9th verse. It says, hell beneath thee is removed, right, for thee to meet thee at that coming. So that's talking about the speed at which Esau is falling down, man. Okay, as we're going to see back within the book of Obadiah, when he reached the pinnacle, the precipice of his rule, okay, when they was doing the moon landing and so on and so forth, okay, the so-called during the moon landing and all of that, that was seen as the pinnacle of Edomite supremacy, man. Okay, that was seen as the pinnacle of Esau's just technology. Well, we landed on the moon. Wow, we can put man up on the moon. That's what Esau was thinking. That was the image that Esau had invoked upon these nations. But see, when he reached that precipice, he came falling down, man. It was as if hell was beneath, which is the ground, the grave. It was as if the grave had been removed from its place and it was coming towards him, and he was going crashing down towards the ground, man. That's how fast Esau's been going down underneath there. That's what they got Trump in office, because they're like, look, we want to go back onto the day of prominence, man. We're trying to get back onto a state where we was just balling. We was just nice, man. Okay, only one person had to work within the household. You didn't have to where a woman was working all of that. It was just one person working, and you had all types of holidays, okay, where you just had money. That was the pinnacle of American society, and they're saying they want to go back onto that, but all they're doing is just crashing faster and faster and faster and faster, man, to the end that they're going to be completely destroyed off the face of the earth, okay? Go back onto the book of Obadiah, Isaiah the 14th chapter, okay? Okay, Isaiah the 14th chapter, and this is the 10th verse. It says, they shall speak and say unto you, art thou become as weak as we, and art thou becoming like unto us? And that's the thing I was going into a little bit earlier on, because like I was saying, the pinnacle of American society, Edomite supremacy, if you will, okay, was when you had it to where you was just balling, man. Okay, they was just good, but it was good. Talking about the British Empire, talking about the birth of America and the American Empire, okay, right, and the rule that they've had over the world. When you really put that into perspective, they only had that because they had the superior military in every single instance, man. Okay, they obtained all of those good things because they had the superior military in all of those instances. That's why you had a nuclear arms race against the Soviet Union and against America. That's what that whole thing was about, because whoever was going to have the superior military was going to rule the world, man. Okay, and that's why you got it to where China and Russia, okay, they're trying to get, and you can only get that superior military by having that money, man. And how has America got that money? They got it by way of the petrodollar. So what the petrodollar allows you to do is spread your debt throughout the four corners of the earth, and in spreading your debt throughout the four corners of the earth, you ain't gonna be dealing with the stuff that China's gonna deal with, man. You ain't gonna be worrying about money coming in. They selling in the dollar. They're buying your debt off of you. Okay? That's why a lot of people misconstrue the fact that China owns most of America's debt. That's incorrect. The elite banking families own the vast majority of America's debt. In fact, all of those so-called treasury bonds that the Chinese will go, they're trying to sell them off, because ain't nobody gonna be buying them. Okay? In a few years, ain't nobody gonna be buying them. They're trying to cut their losses and invest in what? In gold, in silver. Right? Because them dollars, those treasury bonds that they have, is worthless. Okay? They're trying to do away with. They're trying to set up their own so-called unified, okay, currency amidst themselves, man. I believe it's the BRICS nations. They're trying to do their own thing amidst themselves, but see, you can't do that. You can't do that because your whole method of payment has to run through Esau. So you can't. Anytime you try to go up against that rule of Esau, you're gonna be in a dodgy state. That's why they're framing the Russians right now as the big bad guy. Okay, the big bad wolf. Okay, that's why they're framing the Iranians as the big bad wolf, because all of that money that was supposed to be going out there to the United States, they ain't going out there so frequently anymore. Now, what comes to mind is how they used to deal back in the day. So back in the day, what you would have was a situation where a vassal state was going to pay a certain amount of taxes to the dominant state. Okay, so Jerusalem, underneath a certain ruler, would have to pay a certain amount of taxes to the Roman Empire. Okay, so that they can still exist. Now, when you go into the history, what you find out is a lot of the so-called Romans coming up and going up heavy upon Jerusalem, or whatever state or town, whatever country it was, going up against them real heavy, was because those taxes, that money wasn't coming back in real strong. In fact, you go into the history of Antiochus, where he was trying to come up against Judas Maccabees, he found out his money wasn't too strong, okay, to raise up the army that he had required, that he needed to take down Judas, because Judas, he was a straight warrior, man. He was a straight warrior. So he said, look, boom, I'm gonna go out there into these different states that I got in subjection. That money ain't too good right now, man. I'm gonna go collect them taxes up so I can build up this great army. Same thing with America. Okay, that dominance that they have on the global scene is because they've built up their money. They built up their money, which allowed them to build up their military. Okay, because of the petrol dollar. Okay, now in building up their military, they've had all of these nations underneath subjection. Here's the problem with that: when you got ICBM nuclear missiles, that levels the playing field. That's why you had a nuclear arms race. The nuclear arms race was all about you being the dominant one upon the global scene because you had the nuclear missiles, man. Now you got it to where you had it to where them nations out there within like Russia, they built up their own missiles. So you ain't gonna have it to where you got aircraft carriers all over the daggone place to put ground troops. Now aircraft carriers gonna have it to where you're gonna deploy your missiles first. Okay, you got a first action strike. Okay, but whatever that strike comes from, it don't matter because when that button's released from wherever it's gonna be across the world, that attack's gonna be becoming imminent. That's the advantage that you have with these so-called projectile missiles. Okay, these projectile horsemen, if you will. Because when a horseman came in back in the day to war against you, you know he was gonna be ransacked, man. Okay, now you go to where you got the modern day horseman, which is all ICBM nuclear missiles. When they go out there, boom, it's done. So it don't matter if it takes an hour or it takes 15 minutes because they was on the aircraft carrier. The damage is gonna be done with no matter what you do, and ain't gonna be too many people that's gonna escape that. Okay, run all the way from your job. Okay, go into your bunker. Okay, and try to survive it out. Okay, not too many people are gonna be able to do that. So the duration in time, okay, between an aircraft carrier, right, releasing the aircraft, and they do their damage, they do their work, or Russia pressing that button and doing damage onto America, it's all the same. Okay, right? So it was like, and not just Russia, more specifically these little nations like Libya, okay, Iran, okay, right, and Pakistan, etc., etc. All of them nations, they've obtained this technology and they've become on level playing field, so you can understand as America, because you ain't gonna have a whole 1 million army like the Chinese out there. Okay, if you got an ICBM nuclear missile, you could be a small nation with 1,000-man army, and you could have tens of thousands. If you got the money, you can have tens of thousands of ICBM nuclear missiles, and you're on a level playing field with America. That's the climate that we're living in right now. So the scripture here is fulfilled, man. All right. So it says there. So it says, and once you're on a level playing field, you ain't thinking about paying them taxes, man. Okay, you ain't thinking about having it to where the money moves to beneficially to the American government, man. You're thinking about yourself right then, man. See, that's the whole big thing that was happening out there within Iran. Because when they obtain that nuclear technology, they don't have to deal their oil in dollars anymore. There is no threat from the American government. Even if they put ground troops in Iran, that ICBM nuclear missile levels the playing field, regardless of army size, man. Regardless of how many horses are running around in America's backyard. That just balances out the level, makes it a level playing field. To the end, the scripture here is fulfilled. It says, and they that shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become also as weak as we? All right? If you become as weak as we, because now you can't tell us nothing, man. Like you had Kanye West song, you know, you can't tell me nothing, right? Well, you can't tell these different countries with them ICBM nuclear missiles anything. Okay? So that prominence, that dominance that America had within the late 90s, the 2000s, that's gone, man. Okay? And the money too is gone. Ain't nobody paying that money. Okay? So it says, thy pomp is brought down to the ground and to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread underneath thee, and the worms over thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, which didst weaken the nations? Okay? So you got into where Esau being in dominance, he weakened all of these nations. Raped, robbed, murdered. Okay? That's his MO. Right? That's his nature. Okay, I want oil from this place. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna kill a whole. Hey, what he'll do is say, he'll say, they're gonna go out there and do humanitarian aid, and then when they go out there doing humanitarian aid, they completely collapse the whole government and restructure it, okay, to their benefit. Did that within Libya, okay? So it says here, how thou fallen down from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation. Okay? For thou will ascend in thine heart, I will ascend, I'll exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, which is the men of the Lord right there. And I'll sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I'll ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. And this guy's got a God complex, man. Okay, going out there doing genetically modified food. Okay, so you can have an apple out of season. Scripture talks about doing stuff within season, except for the work, because you got to do this work in season, out of season, because of the nature of this thing. You don't know when you don't know whether the Lord's gonna come in season or out of season. You don't know if He's gonna come in the winter or whether He's gonna come within the summer. So you just gonna be constantly diligent. That's the thing. You all right there?
Yeah, mate.
Okay. Do you believe in the Bible?
Not particularly, if I'm honest, mate.
Oh, that's good. That's good. What do you think about the situation with America and Russia?
I don't know, man. It's pretty big, pretty complicated.
It's pretty big and pretty complicated, isn't it?
It's tricky to visualize, you know.
Well, that conflict is spoken about within the Bible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that conflict is spoken about within the Bible. Libya, you know about how Russia's now restructuring the Libyan government. You know why Libya is important on a global scale? Right. So a mid-range missile. Okay. Do you know what a mid-range missile is? The short-range missile.
That goes mid-range.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to be. I didn't mean to be.
I'm just messing with you. It's all right.
No. Sorry, that's rude of me. Okay. So you got short-range missiles, mid-range missiles, and long-range missiles. So mid-range is regarded 1,000 miles to 3,000 miles, round thereabouts.
Yeah.
Libya is 800 to 900 miles of strategic places within Europe. So when Russia says we're going to put bases within Cuba and bases within Libya, what's Russia saying?
Yeah.
We're saying we're putting our troops within striking distance of your placement. Now you flip the thing on its head. What's America saying? Okay, because it ain't a thing of Russian aggression. It's a thing of American aggression. Because America said, okay, we're going to go out there within North Korea. We're going to put troops there. Okay, we're going to try to put troops there. But that's why China's got a problem with it, because China's saying if America puts troops in North Korea,
it's too close to China.
It's not too close. It's on the border.
Neighbors, yeah.
It's neighboring. That's why you got to think of it's South Korea, North Korea. There ain't no South Korea, North Korea against America.
Yeah.
Okay, rather more South Korea against America. You really think that Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is gonna come against America?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do that. Well, it is a thing is that if America has their leeway with North Korea, they can put their troops within North Korea, and that's on China's doorstep.
Yeah.
Now, as for Russia, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, all the way down Russia's borders, guess who's sitting there?
Yeah.
It's American troops. Okay, now, but that all goes back onto the scriptures, okay, dealing with who the rulers are. You know about the Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you know about the Illuminati?
Not a lot, mostly kind of unconfirmed stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, like what? Like what?
Crazy shit, man. All conspiracies and stuff.
They know smoke without fire.
Yeah.
Okay, get into it. It's just, get into it. What do you know about the Illuminati?
Again, like,
scoop me up on some games, man.
Man.
What conspiracy have you heard?
9/11's a pretty common one, isn't it?
Okay, 9/11. Yeah, everyone knows that now. That's pretty standard one. Okay, so if we have to think about, okay, so 9/11. If it's an Illuminati plan, this is what people don't process within their head. If it's an Illuminati plan, what does the Illuminati gain?
Yeah, what do they want?
What do they want? And it's all about control.
Yeah.
Rule. Okay? Now let's bring it to England. Okay? But we're gonna work backwards. Okay? So out of the attacks that you've had, the 7/7 bombings,
yep.
Okay, the attacks in Manchester,
yep.
What has happened as a result of that? Well, you've had it to where legislation has been passed to give more control to the government. Now, you said you know some conspiracies. Who benefits from that legislation?
Yeah. Government.
More to the point. Who's above the government?
Illuminati.
Exactly. The Illuminati sets who's in government up. That's why regime never changes. It doesn't matter if David Cameron or Theresa May is in rulership. Everything's always the same because they're being controlled by the same people. You have the illusion of democracy, but you're actually in a dictatorship underneath the elite banking families. That's why your money always goes through a central bank right? Of which always your central bank has nothing to do with the Bank of England has nothing to do with England. The Bank of England has nothing to do with England. The Bank of England is a central bank owned by the elite bankers, mate. But they own all your money.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, I'm just on my lunch break.
Oh, I know.
You've given me a lot to think about, man.
There's a lot to think about, but I'll finish it with this. So if they've gained from the legislation from the Manchester bombings and the 7/7 bombings, who orchestrated that?
Man, good question, man.
That is a good question. Okay, like just get back into the scriptures right here. Okay. Hey, you have to cui bono or cui bona. Okay, who benefits? Like follow the money, man. Okay, it's basic investigation tactics. Okay, some people fancy themselves a policeman or whatever, but they can't put two and two. And really, the Most High is gonna open your mind out. That's why certain geezers, or really, that's why you get some of the best detectives. Detective Nate. Okay, that's why they're good detectives, because the Most High has put that spirit within their mind to follow certain clues, man, to follow the little details. And that's the same thing with the men of the law, because we're ultimately the great detectives that the Most High set up on the face of the earth to accuse the accuser, okay? And we're not accusing him unrighteously like he's accusing the accuser of our brethren accuses us unrighteously. You say, oh, look at your people, Lord. Look at what wickedness they've wrought. And he's putting pork within our food. He's putting all kind of demonic music out there so that these people are on a low vibration. Okay, they're in a low mentality. Hey, what's up, man? They're in a low mentality. Okay, and as a result of being on a low vibration and a low mentality, they're doing all kind of wickedness. But Esau's out there with these enchanters talking about how wicked the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans are. Okay, but ultimately we're accusing him. We're the real detectives out here. We're doing the spiritual detective work, man.
Yeah, but you're the fuckers who are doing it.
We're just the detectives. We're just, we're seeing what's happening. Okay.